Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Kodash, double honor sent to the elder apostles at Great Millstone, for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. Shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. Now, this is about a video. This video is about the word dragon, which is dinosaur back in the days, because, like, for example, as I go here, in 1841, wait, let me see here, 1841, the Victorian scientist who coined the word dinosaur has been honored with a plague, whatever, at the school he attended as a child. So they're glorifying him. Why? So what did they call dinosaurs before 1941? This week it is 1841. And which coins the word dinosaur. Before 1841, we think. These devils they know, okay? They don't just think the stuff, they know stuff. We think people used to, just called them dragons, okay? So they glorify him because he confused the stuff inside of the masses of the people, and that is what was written upon the planet Earth, in the scriptures, right? The earth was given into the hand of the wicked, and he deceived them. Revelation chapter 20, verse 3. And cast him down into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more. This is what happened when the Caucasian race went into the caves around the time of 325 until the 1400s. Because if you check out their history, you can see that they didn't really have no history in that period. They wasn't talking, they wasn't ramping, they wasn't doing anything. Because the majority of them was in the caves. Till 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed a little season. Verse 8. And he shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, and to gather them together to battle for World War III, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. Right. So the World War III he's about to start it, by the way. We are in the trickling steps of the World War III. So he changed the word dragon into dinosaur. But if you check out the Bible, now it says here, I typed in dragon, right? And I got 34 results in the Bible, the word dragon. But what have they done? They changed those words into this. Dragons in the Bible were removed, right? Behemoth of force, hundreds of years. Mighty lizards called dinosaurs. And what does this word actually mean? This word means, the etymology of it, dinosaurs. Greek dinos, which means terrible, and saurus, which means lizard. So what is it called? A terrible lizard. But the fact that they changed this name, then therefore when you read dragon, you should be like, what is that? Those flying things that spit fire. But if you read Job chapter 41, you will see that there is at least one dragon that can actually breathe fire, which is called Leviathan, which is under the water. So he can breathe fire, right? But you have other animals that also can shoot fire-like things or acid, which is the Bombardier beetle. I misspelled it. But yeah, here is where he shoots the thing. And how hot is he? 100 degrees Celsius, right? Which is 200 Fahrenheit or something like that. And no, he doesn't burn himself because he has a body created by the Heavenly Father wherewith he doesn't burn himself. Bombardier beetles have the infamous ability to synthesize and release rapid bursts of stinky, burning hot liquid from their rear ends. So, it is an easy thing for the Heavenly Father to create it in the front of their face. Because if you watch these documentaries about dinosaurs, a lot of dinosaurs' bones, well, dragons, they have, right, so it says, dinosaur bones with extra holes in their skulls. There are several reasons why dinosaurs had such numerous perforations in their skulls, scientifically known as fenestra, whatever, man. Oh, this is bullshit, fancy shit. It's just holes in the head. They give it a name and stuff like that, right? Yeah, you got these little holes and stuff like that. Yeah, like this, like little holes, right? And then if you check out the Bombardier beetle, his anatomy, then you can see that he has, little chambers within his body wherewith he can do these type of things and stuff like that. So it's not far-fetched that the Heavenly Father created the dragons, certain dragons, that have those type of things also, wherewith they were able to, guess what, breathe fire, burn you with stuff, chemical stuff. And if you want to learn more about the Bombardier beetle, then you could just Google it, YouTube it, so you could check out little small clips and stuff like that. But anyway, so what are they doing? In Job chapter 40, verse 17, he moves his tail like a setter. The sinews of his thighs are knit together. Well, it's like this, right? But then what are they doing? They started to change the names of the words of the word dragon into serpents, which is then there for snakes. But the serpent is a dragon, right? But they're going even further than that. I'm a brother to dragons. That's what Job said, because remember, Job was talking about dinosaurs in the book of Job chapter 40, Behemoth. I am a brother to the dragons and a companion to owls, which is at night. And also an owl is it's considered to be wise because they can see in the dark. Right. Here it says, I'm a brother to jackals. Now, jackals are known to be, somewhat dangerous because they're a little small. So they're not that dangerous, A wolf is, he's more dangerous. But yeah, jackal is associated with, let me see, something that is not really nice, but kind of dangerous to a certain degree. But yeah, it gives you a totally different mindset when you read this and you have never read the King James Version. And the other versions, then you read jackal and ostrich. Okay, cool. This is a dragon, and this is a jackal. This is what they're doing. By the way, great sea monster is also a dragon. So all these words have been replaced. So guess what the new generation would have in their head? Here it says dragon that is in the sea, and here it says reptile. But why do you change the word dragon? Because they want to do away with certain words so that the new generation or the next generation will not know about them. And then when you of the older generation talk about it, they would call you a dinosaur. Oh, you old. You don't know what you're talking about. This is the new generation. You need to get hip and take the chip. You need to get hip with the new style of things. Just like you have your grandparents, they can't really work a telephone, especially one with the internet on it and stuff like that. They don't know what the hell is going on. They're confused. You really need to teach them. So when they want to tell you something about telephones, most of the time people will say, oh, you old, you don't know nothing what you're talking about. So that's the same way that they're going to be concerning this word. Right? So they changed it. And by the way, when it speaks of a dragon with 7 heads, you should already know that this is symbolic. This is not an actual real dragon. You see, the scriptures talks about actual real dragons, but it also talks about symbolically. For example, you have here the book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse 40. You can read the rest for yourself if you have the time. And let me see, fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron. For as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise. And that was the Roman Empire. As you can see here, where's the iron? Yeah, the Roman Empire was militarily very strong. Then you have, let me see, right, if you go to Daniel 7 and 23, this is the dream that is explained. Right here. For example, the first beast was like a lion and had, verse 7, Daniel chapter 7, verse 3. The first was like a lion and had eagle's wings. It beheld till the wings thereof were plucked. I beheld, sorry. And it was lifted up from the earth and made stand upon the feet as a man. And a man's heart was given to it. If I'm correct, that was what's Nebuchadnezzar, if I'm correct? Because it says here in verse 23, thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down, and break it in pieces. Now that fourth beast was here. 1, 2, 3, 4. The Roman Empire. And it was called symbolically a dragon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what was I gonna say? Yeah, the reason it was diverse is because they came with democracy. Because before the Romans, democracy never was there. You know what I'm saying? So there was a year where even 4 generals ruled because they all was trying to kill each other, trying to get up in power. And then the other one found, or maybe, felt that the election didn't go fair enough, and then they would murder them and stuff like that. Anyway, and the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise. So it says, let me see. Right. Yeah, actually, it's a little bit up because I wrote it down in my Bible itself, as you can see, if you can hear. But yeah, this is Daniel chapter 7, verse 3. And 4 great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another. The first was like a lion, and had eagle's wings. I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth, and made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it, which is Nebuchadnezzar. He's the one that actually popped up. You had the Assyrian Empire, and but you had Nebuchadnezzar, which came after that, and you can see it here. Sorry, the Babylonian Empire here. Daniel chapter 2, verse 1, the second reign of Nebuchadnezzar. He dreamed dreams wherewith his spirit was troubled, and his sleep brake from him. So he couldn't sleep, which is mentioned in the book of Daniel chapter 2, verse 1. All right, so going back over here. But the point of me grabbing this is to show you that you had kingdoms that was named, that was called beasts and stuff like that, but those were all symbolic. Now, if you read the book of Daniel chapter 2 and the book of Daniel chapter 7, then you will come to the conclusion that it's talking about this. And that rock that will come and destroy those kingdoms is the one everybody calls Jesus, which is this rock over here, which is the Lord, the kingdom of the Lord. And so we are now in the last leg of the Roman Empire, which is the democracy thing. That's why they are so divided against each other, because America says, we are more divided now than ever. Shut the. But the thing is, America is built upon dividends. But it wasn't. The Caucasian people was not divided. The Edomites were not divided. You know, because the land was created on dividends, like, with the racism and stuff like that. First with the Native Americans, then with the so-called Afro people. So it was always about dividends. But they wasn't divided. And the Lord said, a kingdom, if Satan's kingdom is divided against each other, it will fall. That's why you see Europe is fallen, America is fallen, Australia is fallen. All the immigrants and stuff like that are being allowed into the land. Heavenly Father is putting it into the mind of these elites. Because the Lord said, the heart of the kings are in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So these kings, they are destroying. Man, if you go to BitChute and you type in Ukraine, Irish, or Irish Ukraine, man, you're going to see a lot of videos that these Irish people don't want them there. The Scottish people don't want them in Scotland. The English people don't want them in England. You have all these diverse European countries that do not want the so-called immigrants and stuff like that. But hey, the elites don't give a shit. That's what's up. You had these kingdoms that were before. You had the Assyrian, then came the Babylonian with Nebuchadnezzar, and then the Medo-Persian Empire, then the Greek Empire, then the Roman Empire, then British and USA, the League of Nations, UN. All this here is going on right now. So we are in the last leg of the Roman Empire, which is the the feet, of the statue, which is iron and clay, which are the divided kingdoms. So when it shows you here, a dragon, this is this is symbolic for a kingdom. Not this. This is not symbolic. But they're trying to make it as if it's not real. So now going to the book of, let me see, Revelation? Yeah, 22 and 18. For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the of the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, the Heavenly Father shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, the Heavenly Father shall take away his part out of the book of life and out of the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book. Now, what is the so-called Caucasian people doing? What are the Edomites doing? They're changing stuff, man. They're literally changing stuff. They're turning the word dragon into jackals. Meanwhile, it's even mentioned that because the word dragon is actually 38 times in the Bible, but they changed the other 4. And where can you find the other 4? Well, then you have to go to here. No, here. Hey, wait a minute. Here, sorry. So I typed the word whales, and then you have this. Okay. So I clicked on this word over here, which says, whales. Here, Genesis chapter 1, verse 21. There's only one time in the Bible, the word whales, which is Hebrew 8577. So I clicked on it, and it says, thanayan. So it says here, thanayan, which is dragon, serpent, sea monster, which are all, well, you can add this for other animals and stuff like that, but these are like reptiles. And this too, sea monster, sea serpents, venomous snake, all reptiles. So you could come to the conclusion, like, wait a minute, these are actually dinosaurs mentioned in the book of Genesis chapter 1, verse 21. And then you look at the rest of the Bible, how many times it occurs there, that word whales. You see, they put something else in your head, just like how they did it here with the jackal. But if you don't know, then you don't know. That's why they are the deceivers of the planet Earth. And it was given unto them to deceive the people of the planet Earth. And they're doing a great job because they tricked me too. But then I looked at the definition of that word, and then I saw this, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't know that. This is why you learn all the time. You know what I'm saying? You might be knowing the Bible for years, or you will learn every time you actually do study. Be like, oh, I didn't know that. Let's make a video. Right, so it shows here that, and okay, so I looked it up, and I saw here Genesis, Exodus 7, okay? And then it starts at Deuteronomy, and then the word dragon comes in, right? So I typed in the word dragon, and it said 34 times. So, and it starts with Deuteronomy 32 and 33. So then I looked up the word whales, and then it said 4 more times. So it's Genesis 1, Job, and Ezekiel. And I think it's actually more than 38. The word dragon is more than 38 because I seem to be missing. Okay, right. It says here Genesis 1. Okay. Job 7, Ezekiel 32. And Matthew 12, which is the one of Pinocchio, where Jonas was swallowed by a whale. And that's why they made a cartoon to actually solidify that in your head. Let me see. Pinocchio, a whale swallowed his father, if I'm correct. Yeah, Pinocchio's father was swallowed by a whale. Right, and then he puked him up upon the how you call that thing? On the land. But it also happened to wait, that was Jonah. It happened to Jonah, and which is in the Bible. And then they solidified it with a cartoon from guess who? Disney. Known devils, known deceivers, known worshippers of Satan, right? So that's funny. But wait, let me get to that later. Now here it says that it was, I think it's more than 38 actually. Here you have the word whales, which is the same word for this, which are dragons. This is a dragon too. Let me see Job chapter 7, verse 12. Where is it? Let me see Job 7. Here. It's the same word. It's dragon. And then you have, let me see, 32. Yeah, so that. No, actually it's 38 then. Yeah, it would be 38 because this would be then 4 times the word dragon. Well, I don't know about this one, but I'll get to that. You know why? Because this is the Greek translation, right? So wait, so it says here 4, and it says here 34. So that then therefore would be then 38. But in the New Testament, when I looked it up, it says Matthew 12 and 40. For as Jonas was 3 days and, and 3 nights in the whale's belly, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. Right. So I looked up this word whales. It's Greek 2785. Greek 2785. So it says ketos. It says a sea monster, and we know, well, I know that a sea monster here, down here, was mentioned as, guess what? The word thanayan, which is Hebrew 8577. Where did I click it? Yeah, Hebrew 8577, which is thanayan, which is a sea monster. Okay, so that's one clue. You got to really do some research if you want to crack the code of these devils, man. That they use to hide stuff and stuff, like just like Da Vinci Code movie or whatever. Sea monster, whale, huge fish. Right, and it's only mentioned one time in the Bible. This word, ketos. So then I looked it up because I grabbed this thing over here and then I put it in Google. And of course, I get whale, sea monster, da da da. And then it says constellation Ketos. I was like, okay. But here it says a whale, dolphin. A dolphin can swallow a person. That's just a joke. Huge fish, blah, blah, blah. And then I saw somewhere, well, I'm going to get to that. But then I saw somewhere, ancient Greek. Okay, da da da. Right. Of course, because it is Greek. Hmm. And then, of course, I type, and what is the meaning of Ketos? Clicked on that. Ketos name came from the noun ketos, meaning sea monster. Keto is depicted as a serpentine fish. Okay, so I grabbed this and I looked it up. Keto is depicted as a serpentine fish, and then I saw this. Then I saw these things. This. And then I saw this. These were the Greeks are drawing these things up on their walls and stuff like that, you know? So I was thinking, what the hell? Okay, so I saw here a dragon again, and this is not no Asian people because this is what they call the ketos. See a booty call over here too. But the dragon, she's sitting on a dragon or something like that. As you can see here, the face of the dragon. And this looks like the dragon of the Chinese people, and so does this one. Right? Right. And then, of course, this. And you have all... That's why they have the word kraken or something like that. Anyway, which is also a big dinosaur type fish. Okay, so I clicked on a few of these pictures, which is this one over here. And I looked and I was like, okay, that looked like a dragon to me. And it's not that these people are stupid, because they said that the Greeks, when they were drawing these things, because these people said here, it's a whale, dolphin, sea monster, and stuff like that, the word ketos. But they're lying to you again. That's what they do. I mean, like, they're supposed to deceive you. The earth was given into the hand of the wicked. They're supposed to deceive the masses, because it's in the Bible that he would deceive the masses. So yeah, right. So now you can see clearly here that that they wasn't stupid. They knew the difference between a dolphin, a inked fish, or inked fish. What's it called again? A squid, or octopus actually. As you can see, they drew 8. They knew what these animals looked like. And of course, you had this guy trying to fight the dragon, the sea serpent. This is then a sea serpent. This is then the monster that was then therefore mentioned. And it looked very big, actually. Very big. And of course, you had the dogs and stuff like that. But, you know, here you can see it again. You had dolphins. These are all Greek drawings. So they clearly knew the difference between a dolphin and an actual reptile, as you can see here, or a big fish like that, which looked like the Chinese dragon to me, some sort, some form of. But then again, you had them also drawing, let me see, how you call it? Horses with wings and stuff like that. Those are symbolic. Just like how I showed you here in the Bible, it mentions a dragon with 7 heads. Where is it? Here. Yeah. This represents a kingdom, and that you can get that out of the book of Daniel chapter 2 and also Daniel chapter 7. But then you have, for example, that's because you can explain this away or just easily. And you got, of course, the dragon. Okay, Jonah, great fish. The translation in the Hebrew literally means great fish. But in the Greek from the start, right? Anyway, the word ketos is there, and then if you look up the word ketos, it goes into a serpentine. So guess what word would be there too? Dragon. And then I'm gonna go off these. Let me see if I miss anything. Eels, dragon, Pinocchio. Yeah, everybody knows the story of Pinocchio. Well, the majority of the people of the earth know the story of Pinocchio. That was in the time when I didn't know that Disney was satanic, so I watched it. I'm not watching it again. I already have it in my head. I don't think it's really leaving. Right, so it says here in the New King James Version in 1982, all references to dragon were translated out of the biblical text. Once massive and proud dragons, aka dinosaurs, became various other animals, including jackals, serpents, reptiles, and even monsters. Yeah, because I saw that. And also sea monsters, because I did see the word monster. Where's it again? Yeah, here, monster. I saw another one, actually. Monsters. Yeah, here, in Jeremiah 51 and 34. He has swallowed me up like a monster. But it says here, he had swallowed me up like a dragon. Right. And another place was the word monster too. Oh, great monster. Yeah, oh, great dragon, actually. Ezekiel 29 and 3. Right. So he changed the word. So you think that the so-called Caucasian race is going to get away with this? You think? Yeah, of course you think that, because this is what's happening upon the planet Earth. Psalm 73 and 5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. So of course a lot of people think they're gonna get away with it. you ain't. We have the belief in the Heavenly Father, and we know that the Heavenly Father is long suffering, waiting to destroy the vessels fitted to destruction, which are the Edomites. Right. Obadiah chapter 1, Romans 9 and 13, Malachi 1 and 4, and also Malachi 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So the pending destruction of the nation of Edom is just beautifully waiting. It's on the horizon, by the way. So that's dope. Finally, judgment for the slavery. Rape, rob, murder for our people. The Native American slavery. Rape, rob, murder for our people. Those people, which are our people. The Israelites. The Negros, Latinos, and Indianos. Those are the Israelites of the Bible that nobody loves, nor pities, nor thinks about, as something bad happened to them. So I was also looking at other stuff, because this is the statue of kingdoms and stuff like that. So I Googled, does America have a statue of, so-called, their God? And I looked around, and it doesn't. They don't have a statue of something that they would call God. Even with their lying tongue, they wouldn't. You have this Caesar Borgia here in South America with Brazil. But I looked and I couldn't find a depiction of what you would say God to be, the Heavenly Father to be, and a statue and stuff like that. Americans' goddess. So that is the Statue of Liberty. That's their goddess, which is the Babylonian idol. Ishtar, Isis, Athena. So they do worship those entities from back in those days. And if you read the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, you will see where gods came from and idols and stuff like that. I did a video about that, actually. I think I will upload it after this one. If I'm correct, I did a video yesterday, but I didn't upload it yet because I needed to cut stuff.